AOC, of course, made her speech to the Democratic Convention last night, and here are a couple of highlights, quote-unquote, more like lowlights. Here she is praising Kamala Harris as a fighter for workers.
A leader who understands. I see a leader with a real commitment to a better future for working families. And Chicago, we have to help her win. Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life. The truth is, Don, you cannot love this country if you only fight for the wealthy and big business.
Saw the cutaway to Jesse Jackson there thinking, wow, same thing that happened to me, happened to her. I got sucked in. I was a radical. I was a fighter once, and here I am in the audience, and here she is. What is she, 50 years my junior? Getting caught in the same trap. She wasn't done, though. This was probably the more outrageous soundbite. We mentioned as we were doing the live stream last night, we were sort of reacting live to all of these different speeches, how there was almost no mention of Gaza all night. Obviously, Biden mentioned it briefly towards the end of his speech, but before then, this was the only mention of the Israel-Gaza war. It came from AOC. Here she is saying that Kamala is fighting tirelessly to secure a ceasefire.
Is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire in Gaza and bringing hostages home.
So, we are here, part of this stream. Obviously, the main reason we're all here on this stream is to watch the Worker Strike Back rally, which is an organization founded by Shama Sawant. And Shama would call what she just said miseducation. That is miseducation of working people, and that is a betrayal of working people to get on stage at the convention and say that Kamala Harris is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire. The first part was a bit of miseducation as well, right? That she's a fierce champion for working people. Neither of those things are true. But it's especially egregious given the just day-to-day, minute-to-minute horrors of what is going on in Gaza now. For someone who ran as a disruptor and an insurgent, she has tried to sort of toe the line, sort of try to play both sides of this, team player when it counts, but also she has tried to play the role of insurgent rebel at times throughout these past 6 years. But the insurgent AOC was completely shed in that speech. It was completely absent. That was one of the things I noticed in real time watching that, is that address there to the DNC really dispelled of any pretense that she is there to disrupt. I mean, she got a huge ovation. I mean, I would say, obviously, Biden got the 3-minute ovation. Hillary really brought the house down. I mean, that was a friendly crowd for her, obviously, probably the only friendly crowd she could ever speak to. But besides that, AOC was really, probably the most well-received speaker there. And so, that obviously was a big moment for her in terms of just totally ingratiating herself to Democratic leadership, and quite the sight to see. That was really sort of turbocharging her path towards the next Nancy Pelosi, which is what a lot of people warned that she would turn into at some point. So those two clips really say it all.
She's
Russell
just
is
playing
here.
the long game, Keaton.
That's right. She's just playing the long game. But on an expedited timeline. I mean, last night we were just talking, AOC really didn't even sound like she was pretending to be a disruptor or an insurgent or pushing the party left. I mean, she was there giving the same that is the same speech that a Pete Buttigieg would have given. and Amy Klobuchar would have given. Like there was no real efforts to string along the progressives. I guess DSA refused to endorse her over Gaza, so she figures, well, I guess I've cut the cord.
Yeah, well, the Daily Beast was really excited about that speech.
Yeah,
they were
they
over the
gave
moon.
her a rave review.
They were over the moon.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how these media outlets really massage your brain if you have too much dangerous, toxic exposure to them.
Right.
They present this world where going in as a radical and becoming a savvy insider, that is a story of triumph. That is
Right.
narratives that reinforce the establishment, that reinforce hopelessness, that reinforce the idea, well, yeah, there's no fighting it. If you're going to be smart, you need to play ball. And look, she got her mind right. Isn't that exciting? Ooh.
Yeah,
See?
no, Daily Beast loved it. David, but like even the more Democrat-aligned progressive types gave her a little shit. Like I think Nathan Robinson gave her a little shit for that. It was not popular amongst even like the rank and file DSA-aligned progressive, because I think they realized in that speech, I mean, if it wasn't obvious until then, it was obvious then that all of the gaslighting yourself and your followers that no, she's just being strategic. It was all gone, because that was just a typical Democrat speech. She wasn't even trying to pretend to be anything else.
Please clap.